So I was wondering how we can save the world, and I want to share my thoughts about that. Because I just come from a training where the teacher told us about the Summit of Scientists in London a few weeks ago. And the scientists gathered in order to talk about the existential crisis of mankind on Earth regarding climate change, regarding so many, let's say, structures on Earth that are close to collapsing. And one of those scientists said, okay, if I calculate, and of course I don't know what will happen, but if I calculate with all those factors that I already know, it's about 7 years until we might be extincted. And I mean, it was the very first day of this training when the whole group heard about we will have 7 more years to live and then we will be in extinction. And it deeply moved me, because it somehow gave me something so, something that I can grasp or something that I can see, instead of a vague idea of somewhere might be danger on Earth. And I'm also saying this at a moment where Fridays for Future and many, many initiatives and petitions all over the world come up and, let's say, wake people up around those topics. And they come from different angles or use different topics. But in the end, it's a lot about people getting that they have to work, that they have to act, that they have to do something, and they really do something. And I'm so grateful for everybody who talks about that, who is passionate about being some kind of solution for all of that. And what I want to share in this video is not, let's do it the other way around. It's just adding something. It's somehow what I want to share. It's a paradox intervention at the same time. So while we are doing all those things that we are already doing, let's also go into quite the other direction and explore what will happen there. And I come from seeing that nobody around me wants to be part of this problem, and everybody is. And also seeing that nobody wants to die, not in 7 years and not in 70 years, and everybody will die. So what will happen? That's my questioning for this video. What will happen if we lift the taboo from that we will die anyway? And what will happen when we lift the taboo around I am part of this problem? I don't want it. I love Mother Earth. I want to protect her. Still, I'm not doing it. Or let's say not in a way that will truly save her life and therefore my life. And as somebody being so close to trauma and trauma research, I see that everything that we don't want to experience gets more energy. So the moment I embrace we might fail, we want to save Mother Earth in 7 years, we want to save our own species in 7 years, we might not get it done. We might fight for it, we might pray for it, and we might fail and die in 7 years. What happens when this is something, it's a thought that is official? And I think the moment this thought becomes embodied and becomes something that is quite realistic, it opens suddenly a sense of freedom that we don't have as long as we are just attached to it. It shouldn't happen that way. 7 years, oh my God, we need to take action. So much of this we need to take action is panicking instead of an acting that is full of intelligence and aliveness. And so much I think we can learn from dying people who fight and fight and fight against, for example, their cancer or something else that they suffer from. And the moment they surrender to that they will die from this illness is maybe a moment where another kind of happiness, freedom, gratitude, and love comes up in them in an unconditioned way. And I'm very curious about our action as mankind in order to save the world, when it's no longer about preventing worst case from happening, but about, okay, if we have 7 years to live and then we will be extincted, how much can we love these 7 years? How much can we celebrate after having fucked up it all here around? How much can we celebrate that we are alive? 6 years, 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years, 1 year, and then we are gone. And I deeply believe that those scientists who said, what can we do in order to prevent us from dying? They said, people have to wake up. I deeply believe that the only reason why people don't wake up is that they are unhappy. And the moment they become radically happy because they accept that they will die from their illness, is the moment where this miracle healing might happen, that we love this life so much that we instinctively do everything that we need, everything that we know, everything that we want in order to save Mother Earth. And if we do it full-heartedly, I think we can do miracles. We are pretty powerful beings. We are deeply traumatized on a collective and individual level, but still the bigger shock is not how traumatized we are, how shut down we are, how ignorant we are. The biggest shock is how powerful and how resilient we are in loving.